Dragon Ball Super episode 114 is now officially in the history books, as I'm joined here today by Emish's Live, as we're going to be discussing our thoughts and predictions going into Dragon Ball Super episode 115, starring Goku versus Kefla. Now, this is something to where a lot of people are going to have different opinions on, and Emish, we finally got to see the debut of this brand new super fusion from Universe 6, Kale and Caulifla having to combine their powers, and to our surprise, in base form, she was able to blitz a Super Saiyan God Goku, in which something to where I highly disagree with. But as we go into next week's episode, I wanted to get your thoughts on it, and I wanted to get your overall predictions on what may happen, because we understand based on spoilers that they are going to fight and Goku's going to be forced to using Super Saiyan Blue. However, in the preview it did say that perhaps maybe Goku might go Kaioken as a suggestion. But what I wanted to get from you here today is, what is your initial thought on this fusion? I know off camera we spoke about how it reminded you a lot of Gotenks, her bravado, her demeanor, the way she portrays herself, and looking at it from what we saw, it was a really solid episode. Episode 114 was really fun to watch. The animation, the overall portrayal of how they work together, until the very end, when Super Saiyan God Goku unleashed the Kamehameha, and through the fire and the smoke, out comes this new fusion. Where do you see her in terms of placement in next week's episode? And essentially enough, when she transforms, do you think that she's going to be enough to even tank, and I hate to say this just because of the concept, a Super Saiyan God Goku before he goes into Super Saiyan Blue? Because if you remember the large gap in difference between Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan God Goku back in Battle of Gods when he fought Beerus, there was a huge difference between SS3 Goku and Super Saiyan God after he made that jump. In the idea that as a Super Saiyan 3, he wasn't even able to land a finger on Beerus, whereas opposed to Super Saiyan God, he had somewhat of a shot. And that exact power, right now, is being blitzed by a base form fusion from two females of Universe 6 that are at most Super Saiyan 2 level. What are your thoughts on the fight next week, and how do you see this going about in terms of Goku versus Kefla?
First of all, both of them are not Super Saiyan 2 level. That was evident in...
Man, they have to, man, listen to me, bro.
Hold on, listen, okay. Caulifla is not strong. She's strong for her basic, you know, she's come far, but she's
Super
not
Saiyan
Kale.
2 level, bro.
She's not, yeah, she is, not Kale.
No, Kale, no, did you not see when she literally pushed God Goku's attack up, while Caulifla took the...
In raw power, she's amazing in raw power.
She's scary, bro.
I gotta say, Kefla, she was introduced so well. Like,
that's pretty cool.
They didn't make it this like lovey-dovey scene where it's like, "Hey, you're my friend," and all this stuff. We got that in the episode, but it didn't feel forced. And I like how just as they were being wrung out, all you see is the green little light, and then you see the same piece of rock they're standing. All you hear is "Pew!" and they just blitz past that shit.
Goku was like, "What?"
It was so good, man. It was so freaking cool. I think though, whether or not she's gonna tank, she's definitely gonna tank Super Saiyan God. No problem.
Super Saiyan God, and you know what? That's kind of sad, bro. It's like,
no, it's not.
Do you remember the difference in power between Super Saiyan 3 and God, bro?
Okay, here's the thing. Oh, all right. I'm gonna propose something to you right now, because I feel like this is gonna turn to like a prediction video to like a debate. So my proposition to you is, we'll do a separate video.
Okay.
Me versus you, talking about why it makes sense. Because you're saying you disagree.
I disagree with her base form having to just speed blitz right through him.
So we'll do that if you're cool.
God
with it.
level Goku,
and
bro.
And we'll just as friends, we do it, we chill, when we get everybody's feedback. That would be my proposition to you. But other than that, listen, what it comes down to is this: the episode was amazing. 115 is looking to be very promising. We see the Universe 6 Namekians, Gohan and Piccolo. We see 17 and 18 fighting Policeman, whatever his name is. By the way, he looks great. I just don't like the fact that they're introducing characters like this who would have originally been great to see earlier in the tournament.
He was so annoying when he stepped to Frieza, bro. It was like, he was like, oh, are you kidding me?
You know why I felt annoying though? Because if you look at his design, he looks good. He looks really cool. I like how he looks, right? Especially when he transformed. But the reason he looks so annoying now is because we're in the moment of hype. We're in the climax of the tournament where we want to see Frieza, we want to see Kefla, we want to see the fusion. That's what we were all anticipating. So to see this guy come out of nowhere, I am 300 times faster than I was, and he goes wee woo, you know.
Yo, Frieza was like, "Are you kidding me, bro?"
Yeah, I know. But that's what makes him feel annoying. If he had been introduced earlier, I think he would have looked a lot better. Would have made a lot of sense.
You know who he reminds me of, bro, in a way, even though he didn't get rung out? Dr. Rota. It's like he just came out of nowhere. I'm faster than. It's like, all right, bro, just get out of here. Like, this is
Frieza,
not your
follow
placement.
me. I'll ignore that.
yo, but speaking of, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about Frieza wanting to fight. People want to see Frieza. I think Frieza wants to see Frieza fight. Because, like, when he stepped in there, I was like, get out of here. Because, like, the way he told Caulifla off, he was like, I hate you. Like, I just purely hate you. And she was like, you rung out Kaba. And as soon as he lifted up his finger, I knew. I was like, yo, is he going to do what he did on Namek? And Goku just grabbed him and saying, no, this is my fight. I love that. So do you see him involved, like, in any coming episodes? I mean, not more or less with Kefla, because that's going to be something entirely different. But do you see him involved with that Universe 3 fighter, per se, or anybody else? Because if you look at it really closely now, it looks like they're pairing people off. For example, you got Vegeta and Toppo. You got Kefla and Goku. Jiren's meditating. You got, you know, potentially Gohan and Piccolo sticking with the Namekians. Android 17 and 18 look like they're going to fight the Universe 3 fighters. Where do you see Frieza's placement going into next week's episode, if any at all?
Ribrianne.
Really?
Ribrianne, yes. She has not been in the episode for quite some time. They're going to give... Remember, he was like, who shall entertain me next, right? And I think she would probably be the best character to entertain him. In my opinion.
Oh, good lord,
listen,
bro.
if you're gonna feed Ribrianne to anybody, we haven't seen her in like 4 episodes. I think like 3 or 4 episodes now, and she wasn't in the preview. But let's just theoretically say who's next for Frieza. One, we know he wants to watch the fight between Goku and Kefla. So if that doesn't end up happening, let's say something else happens, I would say the next person that we have not seen is either A, Ribrianne, or there's still a couple of people we have not seen yet. There's that Rildo guy from Universe 2, I think it was.
Yeah, there's one of the fighters from Universe 4 as well.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, so I could see them making their debut because we have not seen anything from them. But otherwise, I would actually just see him watching the fight between Kefla and Goku for the most part. But coming back to your earlier question with this whole Kaioken Goku versus Kefla.
How do you see that turning out, man? Because that's going to be brutal.
Yeah, I said in our last video, she's going to be Kaioken level, no problem. Now, but I know it's going to come in the comment section. Here's what's going to happen. But it doesn't say what multiplier of Kaioken he's going to use. He doesn't have to. He's referring to the technique that he's going to utilize. I would say that if Kefla as a Super Saiyan is probably, you know, stomping on, I don't want to say stomping, but at least beating Super Saiyan Blue Goku, right? At full power, whatever. He's maxing out. He's doing his thing. He's really grinding as hard as he can. It says that he's going to have to use, she goes Super Saiyan, so it say he's going to have to use his King Kai Fist as a response to her Super Saiyan power, which is great. However, one thing still needs to be brought back from another conversation that we've been having these past few weeks, is that there's a reason why they showed them Super Saiyan 3. If she responds after seeing Kaioken and fighting for a while,
she's absolutely
exactly.
getting it. She's
and
getting
now
it.
if she responds, oh boy.
Wait. So you're saying
that's gonna be a response.
You're saying base form responds to God form, whereas in God form responds to Blue form. She responds in her Super Saiyan form. He responds in Kaioken, where she responds in Super Saiyan 3.
Super Saiyan 3. Yeah.
What? Okay, you might. Tanks, you might as well just bring back Tanks. Okay.
Nah.
So here's the thing, right? She's unquestionably going to be buffed up. She's going to be very strong. People in the comments are going to go, oh man, just get her out of there. Let's be realistic. You know you want Kefla in this tournament more so than Ribrianne.
Actually, they want Vegito and Gogeta. That's what it is.
No, I understand. Yeah. Gogeta, Vegito, I mean, tomato. Gogeta and Vegito, there's no logical reason for them to be here. I would love to see Gogeta or Vegito, but only if they didn't give Goku Ultra Instinct. If Goku never had Ultra Instinct, he went in there, you know, he went in there Smash Mouth style with Jiren, and Jiren just destroyed him. I could see Goku then turning to Vegeta and saying, yo, I have no reserves left. What you got? And then maybe we could see, you know, Vegeta have his moment with Jiren, get smashed, in which Vegeta's like, yo, okay, I mean, I'll endure it. I mean, if they can endure with Zamasu, and the consequences were high, why not endure it now when your life is like literally on the balance? So that would be the only logical reason. And I'm not saying that Vegito couldn't happen, or Gogeta, in which Gogeta is highly unlikely, but I'm not saying it couldn't happen, because listen, at this point, how many of us actually predicted to see this fusion, let alone anything else? I'm a little worried to even predict anything else, because they're known to swerve and just like, you know, just do things that are just unpredictable in nature. However, when do you see, it's not a question of if, but when do you see them achieving Super Saiyan 3? Because I feel like it's not going to happen next week. I feel like sometime, because we understand based on the new information we got, they're planning on taking this tournament at least going past March of 2018. If I were them, I wouldn't rush giving them Super Saiyan 3 just as quick as they came. If anything, yeah, have her bang out a couple of guys and even Goku until, of course, maybe there's another opposition that comes her way that forces her into transforming further. Perhaps, maybe, if she ends up fighting Frieza or even Jiren, because we saw how it's weird enough how when Goku transformed, Kale transformed, and after she powered up, we saw Jiren's hands move. And I don't know if that's a sign that he's aware or he's kind of like, you know, something's getting to him, but we saw him move. When do you see her achieving Super Saiyan 3? Because I don't see it happening next week. I honestly don't see it happening this month or possibly for the rest of the year. I can see it happening maybe at some point as we further our way in this, because I think that there's 21 minutes remaining if I'm correct. So when do you see her transforming into a Super Saiyan 3, and how?
Well, how is going to be in response to her just digging deeper. Another thing to consider is that she could just respond, at least for now, with a Super Saiyan 2.
Right, right. That makes sense.
Yeah, which would really catapult what she's capable of as a regular Super Saiyan. So she could still do that. I think there's also a reason why we saw Kale, while she was going into her Berserk state, like massive Berserk, we actually saw her do that, plus we also saw the electricity as well. Don't get me wrong, we saw that the first time she transformed, but I also think that there's also a reason why they showcased it again this time. So it's kind of maybe hinting that she could also go. I mean, come on, she has to be able to go Super Saiyan 2. This is Kefla fighting a Kaioken Blue Goku with Super Saiyan, just regular Super Saiyan. So we could argue she could still go Super Saiyan 2. She's definitely going to want to explore what she's capable of, right? And Goku needs to be there, needs to be the catalyst to push them the same way. Because that's what it was. This whole fight was them pushing each other, and they were having a good time. They enjoyed it. Until ultimately Goku said, listen, all right, we saw Goku had the intention of knocking them out, man, which is big. Because it got to a point where it was like, okay, Goku, the two of you fought well. He even hinted, listen, let's do this again sometime after the Tournament of Power, which could be hinting at what he might try to do if he were to win the tournament with the Super Dragon Balls, right? Right. That's another indication. So I think that he sees them as a rival to some degree. He actually enjoys their company, primarily Kale as well, because he's definitely acknowledged what Kale can do. I think we as a fan base have acknowledged what Kale can do. Kale has been Caulifla. It got to a point where she was limited. Like after he went Super Saiyan God, we could still see Kale being the only one actually able to go, throw fists with him, right? And in raw power, she's strong as fuck. But skill set plays a major factor as well. Goku, in his skill set, even as a Super Saiyan God, we could see that. He showcased numerous instances where he just made both of them look dumb. And then Kale was so overly concerned with Caulifla, as a result of that, it kind of threw her off what she could do. She can fight, but she still lacks the experience. Goku even references this later in the episode where he says, the two of you did well, but your end game needs some work. And he tries to knock them off. So as far as when they can transform, man, I would say, if they want to drag this out, yeah, it would have to be, I would say maybe holiday time. It really depends on how long they want to drag this on. You know what I'm saying?
I really think they need to drag it out, because just, I agree. Because Gotenks, that was dragged out a bit with Boo until Piccolo was like, "Oh, is that it?"
Well, I don't want to compare it to Z because
no, of course not. No.
Yeah, it's because the way they handle time there is significantly different. For example, the Jiren versus Goku fight was 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
No, yeah,
actual
it
tournament
was,
time.
yeah. As
to where, and it felt much longer. So it goes to show how many things or how many events can take place in a 1 to 3 minute time span. So I would say, just me lowballing it. I'm not good with predicting when we would see it, but I would say holiday time, at least, bare minimum, around the holidays of Christmas.
I would say if anything, probably the end of next month or something, because it's just it's way too early. I mean, remember this, we still got Universe 2, 3, and 4. We still got Vegeta and Topo. We still got the android. There's so much other. I mean, now that you stop and think about it, of course it makes sense for them to drag it out to March. I mean, there's so much more left in there. It's like, how are you gonna tell the rest of the story?
Right.
What are your quick initial thoughts for Vegeta and Topo? Do you see them fighting next week, or do you see it just being kind of like a faded back kind of fight where it's not really focused on yet, but it's happening while you're watching other people fight?
I think it's gonna continue to be one of those fights where it's like they're gonna really make the fan base want to see it first. You know what I'm saying? Like, people want to see it now, right? Everybody's on the edge of their seat, like, oh my god, man, Topo hasn't gotten shot yet.
It was pretty cool because Vegeta caught him and then Topo caught him, and I was like, oh, okay.
But it's so, exactly, and that's what I'm talking about. They handled this episode so clever. It's not like Vegeta left the episode with that punch and that was it. No, at the end we saw Topo get that kick in, but then again, it was due to Vegeta sensing somebody else's energy. And that's where I have to say, well, if Vegeta can't really afford to make those mistakes, I mean, yeah, it was a huge surge of energy, but at the same time, you still can't afford to make those mistakes. So
he didn't even know what was going on. He was like, "Why do I feel that? What's happening over there?" And he got knocked.
So they did a good job at, you know, cleverly how they how the choreography for the episode was, the events that took place. So I that's what I gotta say. It's like they're really making it feel like it's even, and they're gonna continue to do this until finally we're gonna get a definitive winner. I would say with Jiren twitching and clearly feeling Kale alone. Well, his hands twitched. Yeah, his hands twitched. I'm not, and guys, obviously he's not scared of Kale. He's not. He's clearly acknowledged her though. Remember, he was the only warrior who stepped up to fight her in the beginning, and he one-shotted her. And she's exponentially stronger than what she was back then due to Zenkais and stuff like that.
I'm sorry, she's still ain't nothing compared to him. I think that, let's say hypothetically speaking, he steps in, it's over. It's
of course. Owarida. That's it. Owarida. That's it. That's all.
That's it. Yeah.
But like I said, man, and then we see in the preview again where he clearly he's acknowledging Kefla's power as well. So he's not gonna acknowledge Goku. He knows what he can do. So to anybody saying, well, oh, maybe he's acknowledging Goku's power. No, because he shit-stomped Kaioken times 20 already. So
with his eyes. Yeah, with his eyes, bro.
Yeah. So ultimately, I think it's exciting, man. I really encourage people to just accept it, let it go, and really, these episodes have been.
You know
so
what it is?
good.
People just want to know, like, how and why. I mean, that's like the basis for like anything in the world. It's like if you get something, it's like, okay, how and why. But
no, do your homework. That's what we do. It's, I mean,
right.
This is what it comes down to. Listen, if you guys are fans of the series, whether you're fans of Dragon Ball Z and you walked into Super thinking you're gonna see Z, stop that shit. Drop it right now. And just start over from Dragon Ball Super and just try to make sense. That's what we do as content creators. We talk to you just like fans. We're fans, and we talk to you. We try to map it out. For last week, we did our prediction
even the
video.
creators, they make sense of it by retconning or changing certain events in the manga. Yeah.
Right. Sometimes, like me and you, we did a discussion video. We talked about how strong Kefla could potentially be. I gave my thoughts, and I got flamed in the comment section for it. I'm not salty about it, but I got flamed for it. Like, oh, he's stupid. Kaioken times 10, is he crazy? And then look at the preview. He's going to go Kaioken. He's clearly going to have to push himself to the point. Right now, there's nobody in this tournament that's going to push Goku other than Jiren, right? Than Kefla. There's nobody else.
That is scary, bro. She's another... Oh, my God. I mean... But you know what? Also, it's like... like, how strong could she really be if she maxes out even Super Saiyan 3? Because it's a stretch to give her anything else. So giving her Super Saiyan 3, it's also just as scary because, yo, look what she's doing now in base form. Let alone anything else. Imagine Super Saiyan 3, bro.
That's expected because look what Vegito did. They're making us rethink
So she's female Vegito. Yeah. Is she not?
She's Universe's 6 is Vegito, yes, 100%.
But also, let me ask you this. So, how do you see the fight going between base form Kefla and Super Saiyan God Goku next week? Like, do you see it running through its course, or do you see it being like a quick fight to where she just trashes him and that's it?
Well, here's the thing. If you want to say Goku's not trying hard as Super Saiyan God right now, it's because this is his initial reaction to Kefla. He clearly said it. She powered up just regularly in her base form and said, listen, I can't sense a limit to her energy. Now, guys, this does not mean that she's limitless. No, what this means is that Goku, as a master martial artist, as a guy who's fought God tier characters, right? And him being a guy in Super Saiyan God who you can't even sense his ki, all you can feel is the pressure that's emitted from a God tier character. Okay, with that out of the way, we understand that Goku himself is acknowledging that, listen, I don't know this field. I don't know what her theoretical climax or her power is capable of. And because of that, that's why I'm so surprised at what she's doing right now, and that's why right now it looks like base Kefla is shitting on base Goku because Goku doesn't know what she's capable of. So right now, I would say he's gonna have to just play it out to see what she can do, right? Which is why they referenced the whole concept of being a master martial artist last week, because Goku's understanding this.
Right.
He adapted to their attacks, right? So same thing applies here. Right now, they're gonna really let Kefla flex, right? He's gonna go blue, and then she's gonna power up. That's it. I don't see them really allowing her to just completely beat him up in her base all the time, even though the previews do indicate that, right? The ending of this episode indicated that, and the previews indicate the same thing. He's gonna have to respond to blue, and then maybe he'll get some hits in with her, and then she's gonna power up to Super Saiyan, and he'll respond with Kaioken, and then ultimately we're expecting to see Super Saiyan 3. And then I would argue that will be, well, I think at that point we can agree that's gonna be the reason why they end up defusing. And that's
probably too much power. I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say if someone can throw her out in that fused state, other than Jiren. For me, again, as I said before, I would love to see Frieza fight this fusion because it's more than fitting for him. Everyone else is doing something but him, and I feel like, you know, in his true golden power, that would be really fun to watch. Especially how much he hates them. And to see her potentially get the upper hand on him, you know how mad he'd get. So that would be awesome to watch.
That's why they won't do it. They're really protecting.
Well, probably
Frieza,
no, they're definitely protecting him for something more. Yeah. But I just loved how he stepped in regardless, and he was just like, you know, you're mine, and Goku's like, nah, first come, first serve. But just overall, do you see Super Saiyan Blue Goku? You know, it was just emerging as the victor going into next week, or by the end of it, like when it's all said and done. Would you say that Kefla's gonna walk away the winner? Because for me, I see them protecting Goku on this one. I mean, I can see her. I can see her beating him up like really badly. I don't see either one losing. I could see perhaps maybe something happening in between to where someone gets in the way, or something happens to where her attention is possibly redirected. Because obviously you need to save Goku for Jiren. It'll be a stretch if like she ends up getting wrung out next week, because it'll be like, whoa, what? Even though I doubt that'll ever happen, it's Dragon Ball, like anything is possible. So between them two, I can see her getting the best of Goku, but not winning. I think that someone or something's gonna come in between them to where they're gonna try to protect Goku, because Champ already called it. He's like, yo, ring out Son Goku. In which that's probably going to be her goal, even though I don't see it happening. Like by the end of next week's episode, what do you see happening between Goku and Kefla when it's all said and done?
Well, the title is basically Super Saiyan Blue is defeated, so that's one. And two is that, I mean, yeah, she's gonna win. Like I said, they have to let her flex. Because we know what Goku can do already. We saw what he did against Jiren. Throughout the history, we know what Goku can do. So it's good to see Goku be pushed into a corner by someone who isn't overwhelmingly stronger than he is, like a Jiren, right? Because now we have someone who can actually fight with him and really push him and push him and push him, because in my opinion, right, we know this is when Goku performs at his best, when he's pushed into a corner, and that's the Goku we want to see. These past 2 weeks, we've seen the Goku that we miss. So I don't know why everybody's upset. This is the Goku we want to see. The serious, I want to fight you Goku. No fucking around, no dropping my guard, none of that bullshit that we saw throughout the actual first half of the tournament. This is the Goku we want to see. This is the Goku we need to see. And I respect the concept of the mirror version of Universe 7, right? I respect the fact that Kefla as a fusion can push Goku this far. It makes me enjoy the series that much more. And who better than Universe 6, who is the mirror version of Universe 7, right? You could argue maybe Hit could have pushed him this far. Not really. I mean, you could argue that if you want to, after seeing what he did to Jiren, fine, no problem. But we've seen that before twice. Why do that when you can give us something fresh, right? So I think this is I think it's good for the series. And once again, I would just encourage people to just enjoy it. It's great. Like, it's so exciting. And this episode was so fun to watch. I don't know, I just don't know how you could say otherwise, ultimately.
I think when it's all said and done, I still think Kefla is way better than Ribrianne. So, like, you guys can argue, oh, she's already this and that. Ribrianne, keep in mind, Ribrianne outlasted Hit. So I'll just let that sink in for a minute. and that's kind of sad to see that fat Oompa Loompa still running around somewhere. And the fact that Vegeta couldn't even beat her is kind of sad, even though he wasn't trying. She's still here. So post your comments down below, guys, on your thoughts on Kefla. What are your overall thoughts as to what may happen? Post your predictions down below. Thank you all so much for watching. If of course you guys are new, smash that subscribe button, guys. Leave a like down below. Also, guys, I will leave a link to Emish's channel in the description box, so make sure you guys go on ahead and check him out. Thank you all for watching, guys. Emish, thank you so much for joining me, and we'll be seeing you all down below, guys. Take it easy. Peace.